everyone, welcome to the Chaotic Dollhouse, or welcome back to the Chaotic Dollhouse. Today I am going to be doing a little video on the differences between ball jointed dolls, dolls like Barbie dolls, Monster High, After High, action figures, and art dolls. I have Fig my Fiddlegrim off camera here. I'm not gonna show him to you right now. And I am in my temporary studio. Sorry if the echo is unbearable. There is no soundproofing in here because there's really no furniture in here. Aside from some suitcases and my desk and a light that's right here. So the differences between ball jointed dolls and dolls like Barbies or action figures and art dolls and stuff like that, a lot of it has to do with the joints and how articulation works. So for dolls like Barbies or Monster High dolls or anything like that, I don't have Monster High or Barbie dolls with me right now, but I do have this McGonagall, Professor McGonagall Harry Potter doll here. So dolls like this, they have what I call peg and socket joints, which means that there is a little peg on one part of the limb, and it connects into a hole in the other part of the limb. I'm not going to take her apart to show you, but because I got this from the thrift store and I don't know if I'll be able to find another one ever again unless it's on eBay for like a crap ton amount of money. So, but she basically has joints like that. But I will show you what that is with my greedy action figure here, because he basically has the same thing as she does, peg and socket joints. So let me just. There we go. This is his hand here. It is a peg on a joint that is able to move back and forth. And sorry, it's not there. Okay. Sorry if it's a little blurry. It doesn't want to focus right now. And basically what this peg does is it goes into a hole right there in the arm. This is the wrist, and basically so they just pop it in this. And that gives the doll or the action figure wearing a mostly realistic form of articulation. It's also in arms, like the elbow, shoulder, the hips, the knees, and sometimes the ankle joints for some dolls. It doesn't look like McGreedy has those kinds of joints. He doesn't have a peg and socket joint in his ankles, but you will see that for like Barbie dolls, especially the made to move Barbies, where they have their ankle movements, and they also are peg and sockets. Same thing with Monster High. They're also peg and socket joints, where it's the little peg on the, I guess, lower part of the limb, which then pops into a hole in the other part of the limb. As for ball jointed dolls, this is my doll Bun Bun. Some of you may recognize him from my very first stop motion video that I posted on the channel. For dolls like him, with the ball jointed dolls, they are actual ball and socket. They're actually ball jointed, because most of the time, let me see if I can get this on camera here. These dolls are held together by elastics that are strung throughout the body. You can see that. And for more professional ball jointed dolls, they have 2 elastics, sometimes maybe 3 or 4, mostly 3, I think is the majority for like dolls that like stand on 2 legs like this. There's ones that are like centaurs and stuff that probably have a lot more elastics in their systems. But most of the time, the elastic loops through the body, mostly from the head to the legs, and then there's separate elastics that are the arms. For Bun Bun, he's actually one full entire elastic. That's his elastic right there with a jump ring. It was actually kind of hard to get in there because the jump ring is actually bigger than the cavity in his head. But yeah, so his elastic goes from the head all the way through his body, catching on the arms and the legs. Some dolls will have like the little pegs that the elastic loops onto already either printed or molded into the arm. But for this guy, I actually got him off of files on Thingiverse made by fellow YouTuber Delightful. And hers actually didn't have pegs already in the arms and the legs. So what I had to do was I had to clip paper clips and glue them into the arm sockets, into the arms and such, with very strong glue. And then I basically had to tie the elastic off inside the head and put the jump ring in. I had to put the eyes in first because that would have been a nightmare to do. But that is basically a ball jointed doll. They are strung with elastics. They do need a lot more care with than action figures and Barbie dolls and such because the elastic does run. It does wear out over time. The elastic will get all dry and crunchy and it won't hold poses very well anymore. So if you're a ball jointed doll owner, I'm sure you know what that's like. You'll have to replace it every so often. Sometimes you'll need to restring the doll because they just come loose. As for Artdolls are a completely different story. This is Fig. I'm sure you guys recognize him from a few videos that I've done on the channel. He was made by Anya Boz. Very beautiful. And for Fig, let me see if I can get him off his stand here without messing up his fur. Okay, there we go. For Fig, since he's an art doll, he's made with a lot of different materials. If you go onto Anya Boz's shop, there's a little Q&A section where there's some questions answered about like how she made Room Guardians and what they're made of and stuff like that. For Fig, he has multiple different points of articulation. He's not fully articulated, but there's a lot of articulation there. He has armature wire in his arms, which can bend at the elbows and the shoulders. He also has ball and socket armature, like plastic ball and socket armature in his tail and in his neck. His back doesn't pose or anything. His legs also are posable. I think it's armature wire because it makes that popping sound like how plastic ball and socket armature does when it moves. But I think she said it's actually armature wire. I'm not sure. And his ears are actually ball joints with elastic. Let me see if I can get this on camera here. Ooh, I'm sorry, Fig. I'm so sorry. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can do this. His head's kind of moving all over the place. I don't know if that's visible or not, but he has elastic in his ears that allow his ears to bend and move, almost like how most animal ears would move. Like a dog, they can. Let me just set his face first. They can face this way. They can go all the way back like that. They can go down. They can go all the way up. thing is with him, sometimes his fur gets in the way, so it's a little iffy, but. So Artdolls, they are mostly multimedia, multi-material creations. No two Artdolls are made the same, no two are the same. Sometimes a person will just do whatever they want for an Artdoll. I recommend watching KP Creations here on YouTube. She does a lot of Artdolls using the plastic ball and socket armatures. But her dolls are mostly ball and socket armature. Some people will do just armature wire all the way through with like a whole bunch of padding and everything, like fabric or quilt batting to round out the body and everything. Some people will do, like Anya Boz will do multiple different types of articulation, like the ball and sockets and the armature wire, and sometimes maybe even, some people even do ball joints. But I haven't seen any of those yet, so. But mostly I've seen that with Anya Boz, where she has ball sockets for the ears, because the ears can move. But our dolls are just really complicated things in general. So they're a more specific, I guess, niche in the doll community. Whereas there you have ball jointed dolls, or you have action figures, or Barbies, where those are very specific, where those are just large umbrella terms that everyone knows what they are, because it's, oh, the ball jointed doll has this, oh, Barbie has this, and da 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 da. But yeah, that's just my opinion on what the differences are. A lot of people could probably have the same opinions as me. Some people probably have different opinions as me. That's fine. I'm just saying what I think the differences are. Some of them are pretty obvious. Some of them maybe a little bit more technical. Some people probably didn't know what the types of joints in action figures and Barbie dolls are called, and they just assumed that they're ball jointed because of how rounded out the wrists are most of the time. You look at the wrists and you think, oh, it's a ball, so it's a ball and socket joint. Technically, yes, but in actuality, it's a peg that keeps the doll from falling apart. And the peg is also one of the more fragile bits of an action figure or Barbie doll, because they do wear out over time. Like if you're pulling on them too hard to take them apart, or if you just, or say for instance, maybe you have a younger sibling who messes with your stuff and just throws your stuff all around on the floor, and you might get a broken peg that way. I'm not saying any of you guys do, but that's just an example. Some people will just have the bad luck with action figures, or the pegs will break almost immediately when they're trying to put them together or take them out of the box, which is sad, but it happens. So yeah, that's just my opinion. Some of you may agree, some of you may not. That's fine. I'm just putting my opinion out there because I feel like some people don't really know the difference between ball joints and peg and sockets and stuff. So there you go. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell notification icon so you never miss a video. And hopefully I will be making more videos, because I do have a job now, and I probably won't be doing this much often. And also because I just don't have a lot of things to do. I have a lot of ideas, but not a lot of materials to do it. So, yeah, hopefully I will be doing more videos, even though I have a job and I am very limited on supplies and stuff. But yeah, so again, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!